and wanted to share my experience logging into the camp's peer mentoring program for Business 680. When I first started the assignment, I followed the written handout that was provided, but pretty quickly I ran into problems. The directions didn't quite line up with what I was seeing on that website. The tabs were labeled differently, and some of the steps just didn't match at all. For example, under the guide, the computer login steps, it tells you to log into your student portal, which I was able to do. And it also asks you to navigate down to UAGC Connect. Unfortunately, that wasn't an option that I saw. So I looked around and I selected Student Life. And under the Student Life tab, the UACG Connect was there. So that part was a little bit frustrating. I spent a good amount of time trying to figure it out on my own, clicking around and second guessing every step. It just felt like I was going in circles. So eventually I clicked on the video link and decided to watch that. And that's when things started making sense. The video was much clearer and walked through each step visually. It showed how to log in through the student portal, go to Student Life, and click on the UAGC Connect. And from there, you go and set up your profile. So when you're setting up your profile, it asks for your demographic information as well as your professional experience. It also asks you to list industries that you've worked in. And under that profile, I was able to select all the different industries, including manufacturing and oil and gas. But when you have to go and register for the Expand Your Support Community program, when you get under that industries tab, those options are not available. Additionally, the video also explained the purpose of the program and what to expect after you register, like how the pairing process works and how the weekly conversations are set up. It was helpful to understand the why behind the steps and not just the how. And I also appreciated the explanation about the program and how it aims to help build relationships and leadership skills, which feels like a valuable part of the course. Looking back, I definitely took the long way around. If I had watched the video from the beginning, I probably would have saved myself a lot of confusion. But I am glad that I stuck with it and completed everything. This experience reminded me of how important it is to check for multiple resources, especially when the instructions don't match what you're seeing. Sometimes a visual guide just makes all the difference. So one of the remaining steps that I need to complete is to email the contact for the Champs Mentoring Program, a lady by the name of Larissa Armstead, and we are to send her an email deciding if we want to opt in or opt out of the mentorship program. I haven't sent that email just yet because I'm still debating and deciding how I want to participate in that. One of the other things that was a little bit unclear in the directions was whether or not to use your school email address or a personal email address. I went ahead and used my personal email address only because I access that more than the school address. I probably should be checking both, but um, my personal email address, I access that daily. So I chose that, but that may be a suggestion to add to the instructions is to just determine which email address they prefer for the students to use. So got everything done. There were actually two programs. That we had to sign up for, the Expand Your Support Community and the mentorship. So I got enrolled in both of those. It did say pending approval, so I'm not sure how long that takes, but hopefully not too long, and then we'll go from there. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate your time.